Okay. There are two major hazards in ride sharing. Two. Actually three. But the third one is you. You the driver. You that is trying to to make 1 million in 1 week. You go out for work and you want to pay house rent under 1 week worth of work. Then you are the hazard. What kind of a behavior is something that everybody does, bits and little bit and all that? Tomorrow when there's protest, you also go and line up and start telling us that the fares are bad. Who does that? You're part of the problem. We're talking about feasible things or feasible problems. And then you carry yourself and come wearing, you are working without system. You are approaching the whole thing haphazardly. And you want results. You are the hazard to your own self. I can't even help you. I'm not even trying to. That won't concern you. The other hazard I'm talking about, the two other hazards, the ones that you can't necessarily control, you can only manage them, is number one, is your car. Bros, your car goes spoil. So one is beyond prophecy, it's on a promise. Your car will spoil. Oh my God. Which other conditions are there? Your car will spoil. It doesn't matter how gingerly you drive or how rough you drive or how many times you're on the road or not on, your car will spoil. This is the biggest hazard in ride sharing. This is the biggest hazard in this business. However you approach the thing, man, bros, your car will spoil. And once your car spoil, and then you are now working to maintain both yourself and your car, more frustration will set in. That's where the major frustration comes in. You just finish fixing this one, before you know, maybe power steering starts going, ooh. You finish power steering, your fan is no longer turning like it wants to turn, it's turning like you are forcing it to turn. You finish that one, radiator start to leak. I saw this man, one of our colleagues. I met him at the police station. Opened his bonnet. I saw he has used 4 minutes gum to gum his radiator. My God. I've never seen such abuse of 4 minutes gum and radiator all at once. He used 4 minutes gum. The thing was like a mound. He has been heaping it because he'll heap it to block the water from escaping. The water will somehow due to pressure still escape from somewhere. He'll heap it with another 4 minute gum there. The water will escape. He will heap here. There was 4 minute gum that surrounded the cap of his radiator. The thing was still leaking. That was the irony of it. It was still leaking. Because he's been trying so hard to maintain it and not to buy a new radiator. Why? He needs money for other things. Bros, your car goes. I remember when I started earlier on, I was working back to back. And then I realized I was visiting the mechanic workshop too much. A lot. Once a week I must be there for something. Because at that time I was very, very conscious of everything. You know, it's when you spend a little bit of time in the business, you become more rugged. Wherein something will be happening to your car and then you then leave on, more rugged, just rugged it in. Don't worry, it's not spoil. It will not spoil. Leave on. I know this thing's not my car. That's when you create that thick skin where you don't fix every problem. But at the beginning, any pakam mechanic I beg. Pakam mechanic will start telling you, no, you have to smoothen the two of them and it's 7,000 and Oh boy, I was visiting mechanic workshop like every time. Rich mechanic place. Elijah Alpha. Elijah will start stating too many things. Telling me about ABS and all that. Elijah, what is wrong with you? I say, this thing no dey work. They call ABS. I know say ABS no dey work. Now me even remove the ABS. What are you talking about ABS? Elijah is trying to get my car back to tip-top shape as if I wanted to sell it. I was just trying to let the car move properly, at least get me from point A to point B. Elijah was giving me diagnosis for something else. Right? This is the reality. Your car is your biggest hazard. Unless you're lucky. Very rare scenario. Unless you're lucky enough to find a car that doesn't have that much issue. In fact, the fewer the issues your car have, the more you will enjoy the ride sharing business. The more you will ask anybody who ever left the business, if other things are not involved, what was the major factor for leaving? The car. My car is in mechanic. My car, this one, my car, no day here, my car, this, something happened to my car. That's the reality. Okay? Your car will have problem. I'm not telling you how to fix it. I'm just telling you it's an unavoidable reality. It's an unavoidable reality, okay? So you can only manage it. You can't necessarily fix it. When we did our video about budgeting, I spoke at length about the need to have a car repair budget, a budget for your car. Okay, money just keeps going in there, whether your car has problem or not. But make sure money keeps going in there. And by the way, not working as often as possible helps you reduce the cost of maintenance. When I was working like 3-4 times in a week, I was doing my oil change once a month or once in 5 weeks. I must, like, it was already in 5,000 miles because I was driving a lot. And when I started working twice or 1.5 day, I started doing car maintenance once in 2 months. Yes, once in 2 months. So you can see that the maintenance cost dropped. And other things too are not spoiling us quickly as normal. Now the number two hazard is a customer. Bros, customer will test you. Doesn't matter if you are iron body or anything, customer will test you. They will book you from somewhere 20 minutes away. Madam, this thing is 20 minutes. They come. Are you waiting? Yes, I'm waiting. Please come. You start going. My brother, you are just reaching the gate. The person go cancel. You will want to cry, but there's nothing you can do. You know fevers. It dey happen. And you know why you cannot even be angry? Because you self, me and you know that you have cancelled on some customers. People that were counting on you. Imagine somebody booking you, explaining where they are. For instance, they're in Pape. You know Pape. Pape is opposite Maitama. That hilly settlement, you call it Pape. You're in Pape, book me finish. Maybe I didn't realize you were in Pape, or maybe when I entered Pape, I realized you were not just in the, the outer part of Pape is the OK area, but when you start going inside towards that market, Jesus, no. You've gone beyond, over and beyond, so you're on your own now. So it's like you cancel on the person even after wasting the person's time, taking like 15-20 minutes, and all. The person will even be calling you, you're not picking. It happens, okay? And so the customers will do it to you. There's a time when one boat driver I was parked somewhere, he just came, parked, and started complaining. This woman booked me from Aso Rock. I drive. I don't reach Aso Rock. I don't give them a ID card, what do you call it, driver's license. I don't drive. I want to reach where this woman tell me say she know they go again. She just cancel them. Even small money where she for at least give me, say, okay, use this one, buy fuel. At least you don't waste. She don't even reason me. Man, just they shout. I say, man, you know go rest. That is one of the hazards of the business. Another thing you will get from customer is insults, bros. You will be insulted. Just don't overreact. They will insult you. You will find people who are unruly, people who don't know how to control themselves, how they talk, how they communicate. They just open their mouth. And I've been in the car, especially with the lady customers. Sorry to say, not being misogynistic, but it's the reality actually. Most women are very, very unpleasant. So just started shouting. Like, the thing was funny because I decided to follow Sani Abacha Way Express as opposed to Namdi Azikiwe. The person was going to Gwarimpa, 6th Avenue. So I followed Sani Abacha instead of Namdi Azikiwe. It wasn't much of a difference. It was still going to lead to the same place. And then she's like, "Okay, why are you following him? Eh? Why are you following him?" I just like calmly just looked at her like, "Are you trying to get some 2 minutes of fame for shouting?" Because there were like 3 people in the car. I couldn't understand it. So I didn't answer her, I just faced the road. And then somebody else explained like, "Yeah, no, it also leads to Guarimpana. Why are you?" Right? I couldn't just, you will get a lot of that. You will get a lot of people being disrespectful, people who don't value your time. You wait for them, and in the end, they still just come whenever they come, and then they pay you whatever they want to pay you. There will be people that will underpay you. That is a fact. You can't always fight all these people. That is one of the hazards of the business. So you can manage it. You can decide you want to wait. You can decide you want to make your case. You can decide you just want to cut your losses and move on to the next customer, because there's so much more money to be made. You don't have to get caught up in all this drama. Okay? So a lot of the hazard comes mostly from the customer. And sometimes there are hazards from all these VIOs and road safety whenever they are feeling funky. Unless you're like me where you want to work on a Sunday. On a Sunday you only meet road safeties on the road, and they're not really very heavily there. You know, you can really escape them if you must. And by the way, they always go for the settlement on the spot. They don't really take you to the office because, I don't know, it's Sunday. Nobody really wants to take you to the office and start booking you for whatever. It's Sunday. But just have everything you need to have in your car. I think is a safer way to go. But in case you see them, at least you're good. Always put on your seatbelt. That's the one thing they don't like. So these are the hazards, my brother. Your car will spoil. Customer will harass you. You cannot escape it. I'm just telling you, you can't escape it. You can only manage it. But these are the realities. The harshest realities of ridesharing. Okay? Okay, so that's what I have for you today. I will see you next time. I'll see you next time. Bye.